In this talk, we are going to answer the question of how to get rich quick in 2025. I have no desire to join the chorus of get rich quick creators on the internet. There are plenty of those, but this is the number one question I get asked in private. The second one is, please can I have some money? And so, to avoid me having to answer this question repeatedly again, I am creating this video. Before we jump into this palaver, let's define rich. The Oxford definition of rich is somebody who has a great deal of money or existing in great quantities, plentiful, or great abundance. I have translated that to mean in 2025, enough money, assets, time, and freedom to live the life that you choose. What is the life that most people choose in 2025? They'd like to have their own house. They'd like to own it. They'd like to own a car. They'd like to have enough money for energy and utilities. Most people would like to have enough money to raise a family, bring up a family, wife, husband, children, etc., etc. Most people would like 2 to 3 holidays a year as a bare minimum. A nice luxury one where they fly business class and they go to these fancy islands, etc., etc. Most people would like to have savings for a rainy day, at least 6 to 12 months of income, all things remaining constant. And most people would like to have enough money for themselves and their spouse or their partner to have a comfortable retirement income. Now, how much do all of these things cost in a city like London in 2025? We have to set the benchmark somewhere. In London, a £1 million house will set you back at least £5,000 to £6,000 a month if you were to pay that mortgage off. That means you need to have, that just puts things in context to you. Your house is going to be £5,000 to £6,000. You can look these figures up on the internet. Anyway, moving on swiftly. In order to have the definition, so let's define somebody, how the definition of rich in London is somebody who has liquid assets of at least £100,000 or more. What are liquid assets? Liquid assets are assets which are easily converted into cash without losing significant value. Example of a liquid asset is a stock, bond, treasury bills. Something that's not a liquid asset is a house, a property, an Airbnb, accounts receivable. Trade receivables, by the way, are liquid assets. If you don't know what trade receivables, look up on the internet. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Now, if you are going to have liquid assets of £100,000 or more annually, that means you need to be earning at least, you need to have a take-home salary. You need to have a pre-tax, a take-home salary of at least £300,000 to £500,000 a year. There you're able to get to a position where you can save up at least £100,000 and you can have £100,000 in liquid assets. Now, in order to have a take-home salary of at least £300,000 to £500,000 a year, you will be paying a tax rate effectively of about 56.2% because you lose your tax-free allowance, and the highest tax rate in the UK is 45%. That means you need to have a pre-tax salary of at least £750,000 to £1 million a year. Now, that's the entry level to being rich. And we must make the difference, the distinction between somebody who's rich and somebody who's wealthy. Somebody who is rich makes their money from work. Somebody who is wealthy earns their money from passive income. An example of somebody who makes a lot of money from passive income was our former Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. He is married to, his wife is the daughter of the founder of Tata Consulting Company, TCF. If you don't know TCS, look it up on the internet. She earns passive income of about £13 million, and is it a quarter or annually? One of the two. Anyway, she doesn't do that from work. She gets that from passive income. Her stocks and shares that have been attributed to her by her parents, and she gets that as passive income. She earns her money through her assets, wealth. Rich people earn their money through work. This is not about wealthy people. We are focusing on rich people. Now, so the minimum pound, you need to earn 750 to £1 million is the minimum bar to entry. But most people will tell you, really, to be rich in the UK, you need to have liquid assets of at least £1 million, £1 to £10 million. So that we'll leave that argument there for now. We'll put a pin in that argument. Moving on swiftly. In the UK, 13 to 14% of the population are self-employed. That means the vast majority of people and the vast majority of you who I interact with are employed. You are not business owners. And don't tell me you registered your company and you're a business owner. That doesn't make you a business owner. What makes you a viable business owner is if your company is VAT registered, earns at least £100,000 to £150,000 a year, and employs at least 2 to 3 employees annually. Then you are a business owner. If you are a single person with your company and you have nobody on your payroll, you are a sole trader, you're as good as an employee. So please, park that conversation for now. Moving on swiftly. We are going to start with some statistics so that before we jump into it. Now, in the UK, that means 85% of people are employed. The UK workforce is about 42 million people. Of those 42 million people, 50% earn less than £32,000. So the vast majority of people earn less than £32,000. Then we have 10% of the population who earn at least 30% of the population who earn at least £45,000 a year. That's 30% of the population. What we got left? Let's go to the 10%ers. Then that's 80% covered, yeah? Then 10% of the population earn at least £80,000 or more. So to be in the top 10%, you need to be earning £80,000. These figures are from the Office of National Statistics. You can go and look them up and you can get the more refined version. I've just made a rough copy for you. Next, we have the 5%ers. 5% of the population earn at least £120,000 or more, and they are not receiving their, tax-free allowance of £12,500. Next, we have the 1%ers. Of that 42 million, 1% earn at least £180,000 to £200,000. 1% earn at least £180,000 to £200,000. And if you're earning £180,000 to £200,000, and you will not likely to have liquid assets of £100,000 because you will be plagued with life inflation, then 0.1% of that 42 million population earn more than £1 million. Now, percentages are all nice and good, but let's translate that into actual numbers. Yeah? So, 1.2 to 1.5 of the 42 million people will make at least £100,000 or more. We are going to focus on the top 5%. Is it top 5% or more? Yeah. The top 10% is they are still good. Then 55 to 60,000 people earn at least £500,000. So of the 42 million, 55,000 to 60,000 earn at least £42 million. Those guys, they're only 42. They are special. We have to salute those guys because they are only 55,000. Now, of those 50, now let's break that number even down. Of those 42 million people, 20 to 25,000. By the way, these figures are from HMRC that I'm giving you. 20 to 25,000. They earn at least £1 million. Those guys, salute. 25,000 or 42 million. Those guys, they are different. Yeah, they are earning it. Yeah, they are earning it. Yeah, all of that. So now, let's give these guys. What can we call these guys? We need to. These guys are not the norm. These guys are outliers. The definition of an outlier is somebody who is different from the group. When you're having statistic, you plot. There's somebody who's up here, then everybody else is down here. This guy up here is called an outlier. In statistics, we call that person an outlier. These guys, anybody, I would say, first of all, if you are taking care of your family and you are feeding them and you're meeting your obligations and you earn £30,000, you are in a very good position. You know, I salute you, yeah. But for most people, it's not going to be enough in London to live the life that they choose. Now, this is not about, if you're comfortable where you are, it's fine. But we have to give these guys, you know, we have to draw the number somewhere. From 5% onwards, even from 10%. 10%, these are outliers, yeah? The people, because they've achieved this £80,000 or more, you're an outlier. Now, this 5%, 1%, 0.1%, these are outliers of outliers. Yeah? So really, the question you need to be asking is not how do I get rich, but how do I become an outlier? Outliers are different. They do things differently. They do extra work. They are doing the 1% work. The 1% work is the work that 99% of the population is unwilling to do. Because 99% of the population are happy to do 9 to 5, go home and sit. Outliers, you have to do extra work. Anyway, moving on swiftly. You didn't come to learn about outliers. You want to know how to get rich quick. Yeah? And by the way, before we get on to how to get rich, how did these guys make this money? These outliers, how did they make this money? Let's look at the top 10% only. The top 10%, 75% of them made that money through salary and bonus. Yeah? Salary and bonus. 15% made it through business profits. They had some business profits. 5 to 10% made it through investments. Now, let's just park one. If you're going to make it through investments, in order to make £80,000 from investments, you must have, because you only risk 5 or 10% of your capital, you must have at least 800,000 invested in something, in the stock market. And by the way, the only true definition of passive income is the stock market. Property is not passive income. It's a business. You have to sweat. You have to turn. The people didn't turn up. The sink broke. You're managing people. You're managing people. You're managing a business. When you put money in the stock market, you put the money away, and you walk away, and then you just get your check. Rishi Sunak, don't get that 30. Don't go to work for that 30 million. That 30 million, just find him. He's the richest prime minister we've ever had. So, please. They didn't get that much. The 75% got it through bonus and profits. Now, if you are saying you want to be in that 5 to 10% of that top 10%, maybe 75% got it from salary and bonus. That means you want to get it from something other than a salary. That means you got to be an outlier of outlier. Are you an outlier? Is the question you need to start asking yourself. Let's move on swiftly. Now, how to get rich quick. The quickest way to get rich in 2025. Number 1, rich parents. Yes, the quickest way to get rich in 2025 in any decade is to have rich parents. What's the definition of a rich parent? A definition of a rich person, a rich parent, is a parent that has liquid assets, that can generate liquid assets annually of £100,000 or more. Liquid assets of 100, that means they can go to the bank and they can draw £100,000 and they still have money left over. Most people would even put that bar at 500,000. A rich parent is not somebody who has a house worth £1 million, worth a house £2 million. Because in order to realize the gain, you have to sell the house. And if you have to sell the house, you need to find somewhere else to live. And today, in 2025, if you sell your house for £1 million, if your mum or dad's house is worth £1 million, and you go buy another house, the chances are you're going to spend all that money back in the house. That means they cannot draw the cash and give it to you to go and start a business. The worst thing a parent can do is actually release money from their house to give it to you to go and spend on consumer activities. If you're doing it to go and start a business, you're going to try and generate your income. Okay, that's taking a risk. Yeah, I hear that. But taking it out for you to go and spend and buy a car, stupidity. They are just giving away your wealth. Number 2, the second quickest way to get rich in 2025 is inheritance. And when I'm going to define inheritance of at least £1 million or more, because if you inherit a house worth 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 pounds, you're most likely going to have to continue paying off that mortgage if it's got something on it, or you're going to sell that asset because you need the cash. And once you sell the asset, you have nothing to generate income from. You are most unlikely to generate any income from it. Now, if you sell a house for £1 million, then maybe you can be rich, because in London, you can go and buy a house for 500. The average house price in London is about £500,000. You can go and buy a house in London, and then you can have something left over to invest and try and do something for a few 4 years. But most of you end up selling those houses. Most of you, your parents, even especially those who are in Africa, they are selling land, selling this, selling. You inherited from your father. Now, instead of managing the assets well, you have sold the assets, and the generation is coming up. Now they don't even have any assets left. You have squandered your wealth. Inheritance is the second way to become rich. Third quickest way to become rich: a family business. Being invited into the family business. And by the way, the definition of a family business that I'm talking about generates at least £1 million or more in revenue. Then you can say that that's one of the quickest ways to go, because you're going to work in the business, you're going to inherit the business, and you're going to scale that business up, and you've got systems and education, and they're going to give you that know-how to basically scale that thing up and make a hell of a lot more money. By the way, these answers, I got them from the extensive research papers from Harvard, blah, 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 blah. So you can go and do the research yourself. The fourth quickest way to get rich in 2025 is a high-value skill. A definition of a high-value skill is a skill that requires extensive knowledge and dexterity in articulating value to the end user, the person who has the enough money to pay you for your skill. The more complex the high-value skill is, the more likely you are going to be rewarded. Example of a high-value skill is finance, corporate law, technology, product design, not sales. That means sales is a sundry, even to make £1 million from sales, you need to be selling very complex stuff which require high-value skills. By the way, you can go and research these things. You must have a value. So ask yourself, do you have a high-value skill? Ask your neighbor, do you have a high-value skill? High-value skill. The fifth quickest way to get rich in the UK in 2025 in the West is through business ownership. You are excluded from this because you are on salary. You are not the 10-13% of people who are making it. The sixth quickest way, what number am I? The sixth quickest way to get rich in 2025 is through salary, bonus, and equity profit share. Salary, bonus, equity, and profit share, aka C-suite executive. If you want to become rich in 2025, go and look up how CEO, CXO, CFO, COO. Put it like this: the 20th employee of Facebook got stock options and they are rich. So if you do it, and by the way, to get that job in Facebook, they had a high value skill. So now, if you skipped university and you skipped and by the way, outliers don't look for shortcuts. You are looking for shortcuts. If you skipped uni because you're looking for a shortcut or looking for a quicker way, you're not an outlier. By the way, let's make a pause here. 36.5% of 18-year-olds go on to higher education. Of that 36.5, 30 of them go on to get degrees. Of those who enroll, only I think 20% will actually get the degree. Again, they are outliers. So if you went to university, contrary to popular belief, you are an outlier. If you didn't go to university, you average. Because most 18-year-olds don't go to university. Whether you can argue about the validity of university, if you can't get into university, you average. You are not an outlier. This conversation is about outliers. Remember, the question you should be asking is not how do I get rich, but how do I become an outlier? Because the outliers, they are the ones who are in the top 10%. And by the way, most of them have a university degree. You can tell me about Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs, they all dropped out. But they got into Harvard, you try and roll into Harvard, yeah? get in there and drop out, yeah, because you're an outlier of outliers, but you have to first get in. If you can't get into university, then you need to circle back and reconsider your options. Salary, bonus, equity, profit share, C-suite executive. And you must be working for $1 billion company. If your company does not make $1 billion, then you are unlikely to experience that uplift in salary, equity, and profit share, etc., 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 etc. Number 7, the 7th quickest way to get rich is the outlier economy. What on earth is the outlier economy? The outlier economy is an economy of extensive, specialized, high-value skills by very rare individuals. Example, footballer. You play for a Premiership football club, not Division 2, not Division 3, Premiership. Your main income is you go and you kick the ball and you chase or you drive around the racing track in a circle for a Formula 1 team or a NASCAR team. Or you are a music personality. You get on stage and you are able to woo the world with your voice and you are singing with expertises. That is you are an outlier. That is the outlier economy. Now, there is a question mark on crypto, but I believe if you are the developer of the crypto project, then maybe. But if you are just a consumer, I don't think it's questionable, because we have been told that most of these things are goddamn scams. Moving on swiftly. High-ranking government official. Number 8, the 8th quickest way to get rich in the UK in 2025 is a high-ranking government official. We now know of all the scandals, the MPs' expenses, all the palaver that happened in COVID, where they gave their friends and themselves £1 million contracts and they became £1 million millionaires overnight. High-ranking government official. If you are not a high-ranking, and by the way, to become a high-ranking government official, you have to be born rich or you have to have a high-value skill. So we circle back to the high-value skill. Now, notice the omissions. There is no passive income in that list. Go and search the internet. Those people are telling you about high-value passive income, property, They are running businesses, and majority of businesses fail. Passive income is not in that list. And by the way, to generate £100,000 or more annually from passive income, that means you must have assets of at least £1 million. That means you're already rich. The question was how to get rich, not how to leverage my richness. I have property, I'm in the property business. It's only 6 to 10% margin. In my technology business, I make 80-90% margin. You can never get rich on a 10% margin. All that happens is you accumulate a lot of debt. And by the way, this is broken. The customer did this. The customer did that. Nonsense. I focus here in the office. It's much more profitable than your property. High value skill. So now, of all of the things I've spoken about, let's do it, process of elimination. The first 3, family, rich parents, inheritance, family business. You have somebody in your family who's rich or who has a business and he's able to bring you in, are all kind of like genetics. Yeah, the world is not fair. I know, welcome. Believe it or not, it's not fair. We have to accept it the way it is. So if you don't so eliminate yourself. Yeah, if you don't have rich parents. Yeah. Okay, the next one. High value skill, you can tick, because you can learn a high value skill, by the way. Business ownership, half tick, you are employed, you don't have a business already. If you come out of university and it's been more than 2 years and you started a business and the business is not generating at least £100,000 or more, you go back to university, that project has failed. You have tried to take shortcuts because you don't believe in your ability to go and acquire the knowledge, and you are trying to take shortcuts. It's not working. Yeah? Then salary bonus, you need to have high value skill. Cross that one out. Outlier economy. Are you do you have a scholar for a Premiership football club? Do you have an F1 sponsor, F1 driver training? If you're not in those colleges, are you on track to become a media personality? And are you rapping, you're releasing record? You've been signed to Sony, BMG, whoever the record label. Yes. If you are not any of those, take cross off. Are you high-ranking government official? By the way, if you belong to a rich family and you also have outlier economy, you are in the outlier economy and you are doing well, not singing whilst working in Starbucks. You are full-time on your singing hustle. They've moved you to LA because you are so fantastic. And you are a high-ranking government official and you are watching a guy on the internet how to get rich quick. You have problems. Go and talk to your family members. Really, in fact, see me. Book an appointment, book a session. They are free. Book a session. You shouldn't be watching a guy on the internet on how to get rich quick when you have rich family, rich assets. So, most of you need to get high-value skill. You need to become an outlier. And by the way, you cannot earn your way to £1 million or £750 by selling more time. You must have a high value skill that you can be repetitively paid for without selling more hours. So this is not about how many hours you work, the harder you work, no. Okay, let's recap. Yeah? Outlier, the question you should be asking is, are you an outlier? How do I become an outlier? Now, just to humor you, let's go over the habits of an outlier. I think there are 10. Number 1, outliers are above average in income, above average in behavior, above average in work ethic, above average in earnings, above average in the way that they perceive the world, above average in optimism, above average in the way that they walk, above average in the way they make people feel. They are above average. If you are not an above average, you are not an outlier. And the question you need to be asking yourself is, how do I become an outlier? Number 2, outliers have a high value skill. They have mastered, they have spent their time learning and crafting a skill. They believe, in fact, if the reason why most of you are not outliers is because you've given up on yourself. You don't believe that you have the skills and the notional intent to be patient, put in the time and effort, and learn a high value skill so that you can go out there and become better. Outliers master a skill. 2, outliers have mentors. They have people who have the life that they want. They know people who are living the dream that they want. They know people who are living the purpose that they want to have. They know people, they have humbled themselves to go under the wing of somebody who knows more than they do. And they are happy, they are good students, they enjoy the fact that somebody is taking time out to school them and educate them to become the best versions of themselves. If you don't have a mentor, you are not an outlier. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid. When I die, put my money in Get a mentor. Patience. Outliers are patient. They are happy to put in the 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 years of work, knowing that one day they will get to the end of the tunnel and they will see the light of day and they will see their dreams, ambitions, hopes, and all of the things that they've manifested into existence come into being. They are not looking for quick fix. They don't take shortcuts. Average people take shortcuts. And don't tell me about work smart. You work smart and you work hard. And you put in the goddamn time. Network of high value individuals. Outliers have a network of investors who support their dreams, who support their projects. Outliers have investors, high-value network individuals who support their dreams, who support their hopes, ambitions, etc., etc., etc. Who is in your network? Where's your network? You need to have a network. If you don't have a network of high-value individuals, you are not an outlier. Accountability groups. Outliers are held accountable to somebody, are held accountable to a group, because they know the only way that they're going to remain on their hustle is by being accountable to somebody. If you're not accountable to anybody, or you don't belong to an accountability group like Manifesting Legacy Accountability Group, then you are not outlier. So sorry. Focus and discipline. Outliers are focused and they are disciplined. What's the definition of discipline? The definition of discipline, according to Mike Tyson, is doing the things that you hate like you love them. Like being in the office at 3 or 4 goddamn o'clock in the morning when I have bloody, what do you call it? When I have work and other obligations, family obligations to go and attend to on Bank Holiday Monday. It's to the top. Discipline is doing the things that you hate like you love them. Team and board of directors and advisors. If you do not have a team of advisors, you don't have a team of people who hold you accountable. You don't have a team that makes sure that you are walking in alignment with your purpose. You don't have a team in your family. You don't have a team outside of your family. In fact, you're not even speaking to your family. Then you are not an outlier because you have no team. Great companies are not made of one people. Hey Google, how many people work at the Facebook? Hey Google, how many people work at the Facebook?
Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me who flop.
Hey Google.
You figure it out.
Stupid.
Hey there.
Stupid. Hey Google.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way.
How many people work at Facebook?
That you found unhelpful or frustrating.
Stop.
Who's trying to learn.
Stupid.
So your feedback would be valued.
Stupid. Hey Google. How many people work at Facebook?
As of December 31st, 2024, Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook, reported having 74,067 employees.
74,000 employees. You must have a team. Health. Number 9. Healthy mind, healthy body. Are you working out? Are you complaining of burnout? Are you complaining, my mommy did me this, my daddy did me this, my dad didn't love me, my dad left me. You must have a healthy mind, healthy body. You have taken on the narrative of your parent who is damaged, and they have damaged you, and you are not seeking healing. You need to go and seek healing, because outliers don't hold grudges, they don't blame anybody, they take accountability for your actions. You are 30, and in fact, even if you are 18 and you are complaining, my father left my mother, Go and speak to your father and find the other narrative. You are not working out, you are complaining of this, I can't sleep, Did you work out? I don't want to. I went walking. You are below 30 and you went walking. Go and run! Healthy mind, healthy body. Outliers are healthy. Stability and peace. Outliers are not fighting with everybody. In fact, they attract people. People gravitate to them because they want to be in their aura. They gravitate to them because they are kind, because they make people feel good. They know they have soft skills and they have hard skills. They have high value skill and they know how to talk to people. They know how to encourage people and motivate people. People want to be about them. Outliers have stability and peace in their life. They're not telling you about, I'm not talking to my sister, I'm not talking to my brother, my mother did me this, my father did me this, my daddy didn't tell me he loved me. No, the only people who agree with you are the people who are in your losing circle, by the way. And it just becomes one great big circle of losers. Outliers have stability and peace. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, are you an outlier? I have a sneaky suspicion that you have stayed here you've got to the end of the video. That means that there is something about you. And by the way, if you have visited the office and I've given you a session, yeah, my suspicion is that you should be an outlier. I've given you the formula that I got from Silicon Valley for free. I didn't charge you anything. You should be an outlier. The mere mortals have dropped off. They didn't have the stamina and the discipline to make it this far into the video, yet they want to be rich. They want to be able to live the life that they choose and the life that they want. But you are here. That means there's something special about you. There is something in you that you have had in all of this palaver that makes you think, maybe I should be an outlier. Something inside of you, some fire inside of you that is burning because you know you are not where you are supposed to be. You know that somehow you have let the world lead you astray and take you away from your purpose and your destiny. And you are somehow here. You know that you should be an outlier, but you are not. So, the question you have to ask yourself is, there are two questions you need to ask yourself. Are you an outlier? If you are an outlier, in fact, let's do it. If you are an outlier and you know you meet all of the 10 things I've said, you are clearly an outlier, you can leave. You know, on my channel, I don't ask you to subscribe, like, whatever, because I want you to hear the message and go and do the work. Yeah? I don't want you to be here watching me all day because I know you have things to do and I want you to do things. I need you to go become outlier doing the 10% so that when we find investments in Uganda and Africa, we can we can all give £10,000 without breaking sweat like this. Not like begging for money because we are all outliers. So now, if you know you should be an outlier, and you need to really ask yourself that question, am I an outlier? Yeah? Should I be an outlier? Is the question you need to be asking yourself. And if the question, by the way, if you make £30,000, you make the average. By the way, if you've been outside of university for at least 2 or more years, you're not making the average. And you don't have, you are kind of behind. You should be working, not more, but working 2 jobs, 3. In fact, you should, if you're 5 years out of uni and you're not making the average, you should have 3 jobs to make the average. But if you're making the average and you're able to pay your bills and you are happy and you are able to add to the value to the community, society, you give back. By the way, purpose, a purpose, yeah? The reason why the reason why we have ambulances because some people in the community saw people were getting damaged in cars and they thought that, we need to be able to rush out, bring people and then take them to the hospital. They were started by some black guys because they were adding value to their community. You are here enjoying the NHS, enjoying the salaries, enjoying COP, because somebody wanted to give value to the community. So if you're adding value to your community, you are feeding the homeless, you do something for your community and you are paying your bills and you can look after your family and you don't need any more money, you've won. Because you are living the life that you choose. Yeah? If that's you, whatever I'm going to say from now on does not count to you. But if you are the person that knows that you should be an outlier and you are not an outlier, put up your hand. And don't be ashamed. Yeah? We all fall short, but you know you should be and by the way, the reason you're behind is because you've given up on yourself. You've decided now to just look for quick fixes. You're running from project to project. You blame your mom. You're making excuses. Like you've given up on yourself. You don't believe that you have the necessity to become an outlier. Yeah, you need to raise your hand. In fact, let's not do it. Stand up. Yeah, stand up. Don't, wherever you are, I need you to stand up. I need you to stand now. Yeah, I need you to stand now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the Joneses, the mere mortals next to you. By the way, the mere mortals, they are happy with mediocrity. They're happy with your life, with their lives. But you have stayed to the end of this video. That means you are chasing something above mediocrity. You are asking the right question now. You have framed the right question, and the question you are framing is, how do I become an outlier? Stand up where you are right now, because you know you are not where you are, right? Forget the mere mortals behind you. And by the way, outliers are not afraid to be ridiculed, are not afraid to be laughed at, because they know they are choosing to be different from the pack. They are choosing to be outliers, right? So stand up where you are right now. Yeah, stand up where you are right now, because you know you should be an outlier, right? The first step of becoming an outlier is to proclaim it. Yeah, to proclaim it with vigor. You must say that I am an outlier. Yeah, you are an outlier. You have made it to this far in video. You are chasing something. You are an outlier. Your creator has sent me to tell you, you are an outlier. You have value. You have meaning and purpose, and you have been chosen to lead because you have the stamina and capacity to take on the swings of the world. Those mere mortals, they are average. They don't have the stamina, but you do. So please, stand up. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Yeah, stand up, outlier. I'm cool. I'm talking to you now. Stand up, outlier. Come on. Let's not bring shame. Stand up, outlier. This is not a request. It's a goddamn order. Stand up, outlier. I want you to repeat after me. I am an outlier. Do not be afraid. If you are the only people I will recuse from this exercise, if you are standing over the bed of somebody who's crossing over to the next life, or you're at a funeral, or you're in some sort of wedding, I recuse you from this exercise. If you're on the train, I don't give a damn where you are. Stand up, outlier. Stand up, outlier. This is not a request. It's a goddamn order. Stand up, outlier. I am an outlier. Repeat after me. I am an outlier. Repeat after me. I was born with purpose and destiny. I was born to become the person that goes out there, chases his dreams, and delivers the life that he needs. I am an outlier. Repeat after me. I have been chosen to take on the battles and the swings of this world, and I will put on the armor of the Creator, and I will immerse myself in knowledge, and I will immerse myself in struggle, and I will do everything. I will tear myself and everyone around me to pieces to make sure that I become an outlier. You are an outlier. Repeat after me. I am an outlier. I am a person of vision and destiny. I have meaning and purpose. I have been bestowed with love. I have bestowed with passion, because I've made it to the point where I am today, where I can proclaim that I am an outlier. Outlier, do you hear me? Do you hear me, outlier? Outlier, stand up! Stand up, outlier. I will not take any dissent or deceit from you. Do not lie to me. I know that you are hiding. I know that you are scared. I know that you are afraid to be ridiculed, and I don't give a damn. Stand up, outlier. Stand up right now and proclaim to the world that you are an outlier. Do not be held back by those mere mortals who are stood near you, who are laughing and ridiculing you and looking at you with disdain and contempt. Stand up, outlier. And I know what you're going to say. I know what you're thinking. Yeah? You're thinking, who are you? Who are you, Mr. MK Digit, to come here and shout at me? It's easy for you. You have it all. You got your fancy office. You talk your fancy English, running around in business class flight, earn $500,000. Screw you! You have no... And you know what? Don't tell me about your mental health. Don't tell me I can't cope. You don't know what it's like to be in a dark place. Really? I don't know what it's like to be in a dark place. Do you know what it's like to lose everything that you've worked for? Have you ever lost everything that you've worked so hard for? Have you ever lost everything that you have held as your pride and your joy being ripped from your fingers? Have you ever been tossed onto the street like a ragless doll? Have you ever had to go cap in hand with a bag, with your worldly belongings summed up in a black bag to your parents' home? Have you ever dealt with the ridicule, with the shame of being a six-figure ninja and losing everything and starting from zero, having to go cap in hand to your younger sibling because you can't even afford the airfare to go and bury your one true love? Have you ever had your children taken away from you? The one thing that you held as and your pride and joy and you've worked so hard for, being ripped out of the clasp of your hands. Have you ever gone bankrupt trying to gain access to your... Do you hear me, outlier? Stand up when I speak to you, outlier. Do you know what it's like to have to pay £24,000 a year to children that you don't even see? Do you know what it's like to be charged by the Metropolitan Police and have a noose of a 5-year sentence hanging over you like a dark cloud that you are unable to shake? You know, when you work for banking and finance and you get charged by the police, you cannot work. Do you know what it's like to have £1 million ripped out of your hands from a VC, from a reputable VC fund? If I had that money by now, I'd be a billionaire already by now. But it was taken away from me. Do you know what it's like to not know the face of your 7-year-old son? Do you know what it's... You know when you are in hell, stuff get... Outlier! Stand up, outlier, when I speak to you. Look at me, outlier, when I speak to you. You are a goddamn outlier. You have been chosen. Stand up when I speak to you. Do you know what it's like to have everything that you have worked hard for taken from... Do you know what it's like to walk through the desert of despair and depression and not see any way out? Tell me, outlier, do you know what it's like? Outlier, do you know what it's like to have your one true love leave you, depart me? She decided to go shopping one day in Westfield, and then she died. Outlier, are you listening to me? I never ever had the chance to even say goodbye. I never even got to tell her how I feel. Outlier, are you listening to me? Stand up when I speak to you, outlier. Do you know what it's like to have to go cap in hand to your younger sibling and ask for a line of credit because you can't even afford the airfare to go and bury your one true love? Stand up, outlier, when I speak to you. Stand up. Do you hear me out? Do I have your attention, outlier? Do you know what it's like to come back and be afraid to sleep in your own house because you are haunted by the memories The fact that you were living a life, the fact of knowing that you, instead of being an outlier, you've been living a life of mediocrity and settling for bull shalava. Do you know that, outlier? Stand up, outlier, when I speak to you. Do you know what it's like to be? You know, I thought it couldn't get any worse. And then, do you know what? I thought spent the best part of £60,000 clearing my name, and then I was terminated. Thrown onto the street. Thrown onto the street, lost my family, I lost everything. And you know when you are in hell, yeah? Stuff gets taken from you when you are in hell. People abandon you when you're in hell. Do you know what it's like to be abandoned by your own family, outlier? In the family group, they told me don't put your problems in the family group. In that family group, they discussed Will Smith divorce, this one divorce. When it was one of their own, they couldn't even stomach it. But listen to me, outlier. I still support them. I still support their families. I still support their hopes and dreams and aspirations. I still give them time. I hold no grudges towards them because they are mere mortals. And I'm a goddamn outlier. And outliers never give up. Stand up, outlier, when I speak to you. Are you listening to me, outlier? Outliers outperform. Outliers are not the ordinary. And you never hold a grudge as an outlier. Do you know what it's like to be ostracized and to be thrown away, to be bankrupt, to have been on this pedal of having the life, the company car? You know, even my pastor gave up on me, my wife gave up on me, my children gave up on you. But my mama told me never ever give up on yourself. But why have you given up on yourself, outlier? How come you've let these worldly things and you've not been through even a fifth of what I've been through, and you've given up on yourself? You have given up on yourself, outlier. You know you should be an outlier. You're taking corners, you're taking shortcuts, you're making excuses. Why have you given up on yourself, outlier? Outlier, stand up, outlier, when I speak to you. Outlier, repeat after me. I am an outlier. I have been born to be on this planet with a vision and a purpose, to become a person of vision and destiny, to lead others. Repeat after me, outlier. Outlier, stand. Do I have your attention, outlier? Do I have your undivided attention, outlier? Repeat after me, outlier. I am an outlier. I have a vision to become the best person that I can ever be. I will fix my relationships. I will fix my purpose. I will become a valuable member of the community. I will add value everywhere I go. I will put the time in to find my vision and destiny. I will see myself attaining my dreams. I see myself becoming the person that I want to be. I will win this game. I will win this battle because I am an elite outlier. And elite outliers never give up. Do I have your attention, outlier? Should I engage the angel of death tomorrow or at any other time past this video? I will engage them with defiance and dissent, and I will give them a good run for their money. And when all of my energy has been depleted and I have lost every single fight, I will look at the angel of death in the eye and I will smile, knowing that I did everything to give this guy a good run for his money. I did not roll over and keel over like a helpless fish. I fought like an outlier. I fought with every single strength in my body. And I will smile at the angel of death, knowing that I am victorious even in defeat. Knowing that when I meet my Creator, He will look at me and He will say, oh, you were a very stubborn one. Because I'm a goddamn outlier. Outlier, do you hear me? Stand up when I speak to you, outlier. You have abandoned your community. You have abandoned your purpose. You have abandoned your identity. Yes, I'm shouting at you. Yes, I'm harsh. Well, if you wanted something easy, you should have gone to the goddamn church. I ain't no preacher. I'm a maker of men and women who are envisaged to become outliers of destiny. Stand up, outlier. Either you outlier, tomorrow begins with you, outlier. And the vision, and your community needs you, your family needs you, your colleagues need you, but you are squandering in mediocrity. You don't even know who you are, outlier. Yeah? You're like, well, Mr. MK Digit, you speak this posh English, you speak English, da-da-da-da-da-da. When I say hi, when I say all you Ogambotia, you start, oh, I'm fine. Tumanyi ntino zinasomera kasasa. Tumanyi ntino oli Muganda. Tumanyi ntino gye batuzika tulina amalalo. Tumanyi ntino Katonda yakutonda ng'omunna Uganda kubanga olina obuvunaanyizibwa ku bantu bo. Oli wano oli ku Bulaaya mu kifo ky'okukola okweyiiyamu okwekolamu omulimu, oli mu kusabiriza ng'omuntu abeeri e Kampala. Tomanyi gy'oli outlier. Outlier muliwa? Muliwa ba outlier? Sibawulira. Ba outlier sibawulira. Yimirira outlier. Bwe mbakoowola munzira nga mutuutuno. Muliwa ba outlier sibawulira. Ne muddamu ebyo, omwana nga temumuwadde erinnya ery'Abakristaayo, temuluwadde ezzungu. Temumanyi tino bwe twegatta wamu tusobola. Ba outlier muliwa. You disgust me the most. Well, I thought speak that language. I thought, you know. You've invested in learning French. You've invested in going to Barbados. You've invested in learning Mandarin. You've invested in all of, but you can't even invest to learn your own language. Muli bantu wa chikachi. I'm speaking to you, outlier. Look at me when I speak to you. Stand up, outlier. Stop me. From today, you will embrace 60 days of fast and prayer and fasting. If you don't know how to pray and fast, ask ChatGPT. You will go back to your community. You will heal your wounds. You will seek healing. You will connect with your roots. You will seek consulting from your singers so that you can see the life that you want to have. I want you to proclaim your victory. I want you to proclaim your marriage. I want you to proclaim your family. I want you to proclaim your rich life. You are going to reach out there. You are not going to get it. You know what? I managed to pull myself up from that ditch, day by day, inch by inch. Even when I was terminated and I had no money, I'm living at home and I kept this place open. Most of you, I met you in COVID with this place open. Who do you think pays for these things? Do you think this thing pays for itself, outlier? Outlier, I'm speaking to you. Stand up when I speak to you, outlier. Who do you think, how do you think these things pay for? Because my daddy told me, you never give up on yourself. My mama told me, you never give up on yourself. Now what say you, outlier? How come you've given up on yourself, outlier? Stand up when I speak to you, outlier. You must build a team of people around you. You must go back to your community, go back to the mosque, go back to the church, go back and add value. Don't tell me these things of, I'm going to build myself before I build others. Bullshalava. Pay it forward and it will come back to you. Outlier. Do you have your attention, outlier? 60 days of prayer and fasting. You must free yourself from the pull of your past. Free yourself from generational curses. Free yourself from addiction. You know, some of you come home and you do Netflix and chill because you have given up on yourself. You've given up on your purpose. Yeah. All you know how to do is chase skirts and bang chicks. I'm talking to you, outlier. Regardless female intentions. And you're like, you know what, I'm looking for something to build with. I want someone. Outliers build. They don't wait for some woman to build. They build, and then women and outlier females, they are attracted to outlier men. They come and they join you to build once you've started building. So build, outlier. Free yourself from blaming others. Take accountability of your life. Because you were born to do this, outlier. I'm talking to you, outlier. I built, I got generation 1 out of the way, I started generation 2. There is a new breed of MK digits. I live in a 5-bedroom home. I'm not going to show it to you, but those who know. 5 bedrooms, so that when generation 1 decide to pull their finger out and come and see, they are catered for. They know that they are catered for. And by the way, Gen 2, his first flight was a business class flight. The 3 that come after him, they will also fly business class. And when the 3 after him come, then I will have 10 bedrooms. So I can cater for generation 1 and generation 2. And I won't do it by doing this. I will do it by putting in the goddamn work, because I'm a goddamn outlier. Do I have your attention, outlier? Do I have your undivided attention? If you think it was going to be easy, you should have gone and speak to your preacher. I am here because your creator has sent me. You have made it to this part of the video because you know you are not where you're supposed to be, and I am here to tell you, I'm here to awaken you, I'm here to remind you of the person you are supposed to be. So stop making excuses, stop blaming others, stop telling me about your mummy, stop telling me about your daddy did this, stop telling me about this person did that. Take accountability of your life and scrape yourself off the floor. Do I have your attention, outlier? I cannot do it for you, outlier. I'm too old and I have too many problems of my own. Tomorrow starts with you, outlier, and tomorrow starts now. Outlier. I know that most of you are not going to, you're going to get excited today and tomorrow you will go back to your normal, useless self. And you will not be the one that sends me the email in 10 years' time to say, Chris, do you know what? That was my wake-up call, and I woke up from then. Navambulidi, nene kwata, nene kola mumuli. Outlier. I know only 1 or 2 of you. I'm hoping for 1 or 2 of you to actually take action and do something. Outlier. So what are you going to do? Either you will unite, you will heal your wounds, you will put in the goddamn work, you will stop giving up on yourself, and you will pull yourself together, and you will scrape yourself out of the barrel of discontent and disappointment. Or you will crumble as an individual and live a life of regret. Outlier. I'm watching you, outlier. You are now free to sit down. Outlier. You know, my heart burns for you because I know you have it within you to become an outlier, but you're too busy pretending that you can't. Outlier.
In my
You're free to sit down.